Yo, what is going on, everyone? It's Professor Pierce here, PP for short. Today I have another Spidops deck for you guys. I am sure you guys had not seen this one coming. I don't know if you know, but I like Spidops. I really just like the ability of it. I think it's fun to use, and a new card came out that has to do with trapping. This is very similar to a really early video I did with Zoroark. It's the attack is very similar to that Zoroark's. It is a stage 1 Pokemon 2 that has an attack that just says if the enemy is in the active spot and by the end of their turn, then they are knocked out. So if the idea is to set up a bunch of Spidops and make sure they have big retreat, and then hit them with the attack, and then hope they can't move out of the attack or out of the active spot, and then they die. So that is the thing, and then you got your backup attackers as the Spidops, of course. But for the most part, it is mainly just an attacker with Grapploct here. So we're going to go ahead and get started here in this first game. We are facing, it looks like Moon, so it looks like our secondary attacker will be our main attacker here, because we should be able to just do a bunch of damage with Spidops here, because he is weak to grass. So this should be an easy matchup, if anything else. Maybe won't be able to show off some of the Grapploct in this game, but for the most part you'll see how the deck runs. So he is going to set up not a lot here. He does not have a very good hand, I would say, because he doesn't set up anything crazy like that. We're gonna go ahead and set up a couple of things here. We don't need the Ditto for sure. This time we'll go ahead and set up a stadium and get rid of some energy here and get another stadium that we don't need. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna put this on the bench one, because he can just attack us for Winds of Darkness for 50 and kill us, so we can't really do much about that. I could switch into Clobbopus, but I don't want to waste my switch right now. I mean, I guess I could switch into him and hope that he doesn't evolve and do more damage to me, but we'll see. We'll see if we made the right choice or not. So he has another energy, so he does have the 2 energy here, so he can kill the Tarountula at the moment, the baby spider. And he's gonna have a Larry, so that's an interesting card. It's a really good card if you flip heads, which he does, and so that'll get him 3 cards of his choice. So that'll definitely be Darkrai V-Star from 1. So it does seem like, regardless if we switched into a Clobbopus, the Clobbopus would die. So kind of in our best interest is to let one of these Tarantulas die, so that's not a bad start from us. He is only going to grab 2 things, which is interesting because I'm pretty sure it's 3. So I'm not really sure why he only grabbed 2. And I guess he didn't have Squawk either, because he didn't get that set up turn 1, or maybe he just didn't have a way to get it set up turn 1. But yeah, so he's just going to Dark Pulse us and kill us, but we should be able to retaliate with a kill this turn because of our Arven getting us an Ultra Ball. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll grab Ultra Ball and Devo just to use as fodder. So we'll go ahead and first we'll conceal just to see what we get. I guess we could have done that first, but it's not the end of the world. We'll grab Mr. Spidops here, and then now I guess we're gonna have to get rid of the switch. So we'll go ahead and put the fighting energy on Spidops and then attack for 360 damage, free and easy damage on the Darkrai. Weakness is a bitch and a half. So if he doesn't have anything else, this will be over pretty quick. Otherwise, we could still have a match on our hands here. He kind of has to go crazy though here if he wants to make up some ground. Let's see what he has. Does he have like a Sada, or what does he have here? He has the baby Moltres for sure. And he does have, he only has one that he's putting on it, so I'm not sure why he'd put that down now. Maybe he really just doesn't have anything and he needs to put something down, so if this Warm Moon gets destroyed, he has something else to attack with. So how you guys doing today? You got snacks? You got drinks? Maybe, you know, possibly, perhaps. What are you snacking on? I don't know. Could be. It's probably something not good for you though. That's for sure. Make sure to eat your fruits and vegetables, kids and adults. It's very important to do that. Very important to do that. But we're gonna go ahead and probably have him just pass the turn since he can't do much here. He is going to pass the turn like I thought. We're going to grab a Ditto, which will be of no use to us. I don't really want to get rid of this grass energy here. So we're going to get rid of the fighting energy instead, and we'll grab another Spidops here for some more damage. We'll add that, and then we will research with no cards in our hand. Give ourselves a little high five there. And then we will grab these Grapplocks, which is a really good pick. There's nothing else we can use in the deck here. For the moment, we'll just put this last Clobbopus down because we do have another one in the deck, but it seems like we might be over very quickly like I was talking about because of weakness here. So obviously he has to bring in the baby Moltres and do a lot of damage to us here. But even that I don't think will kill us because it does 50 for each prize card we've taken. So that would do 200. And so that will not kill us here. But he can still do a lot of damage and then hope that we don't have a boss, which we currently don't have. But he does have a boss of his own, so let's see what he's going to bring in here. He's going to bring in one of the Grapplocks and go ahead and kill it and take a prize, which is probably his best bet here, because he needs to be able to take prize cards, considering he still has 40 cards in his deck. He has been completely screwed by whatever's in his deck, not giving him what he needs. So he probably has whatever he needs in his side deck, if anything. So he's going to grab something else here from his deck. I'm not sure what. Maybe he has, I was going to say maybe he has like a Bidoof or something like that. But he's just going to grab another Moon. And he doesn't even have the energy to attack, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. So we'll go ahead and conceal, and we'll grab this. So we do get a switch card, so we could switch, I mean a switch card, not a switch cart, but a switch card. We could do that, but either way, it's not really going to matter here because we don't have a boss. So we'll go ahead and attack with the slow-acting Syncope card, which I just think is such a funny name for a card. Attack. Really just goes to show you they just are coming up with anything now. I sure wish I wasn't suffering from this slow acting syncope and then you just die. Like, that's so silly. But let's see what else he can do here. He has an Arven, and I'm not sure what that's gonna get him. It's gonna get him an energy basically, and that will be enough to kill me here. But at the same time, if he attacks with the Moltres, he will die. So he kind of has to switch out here, and he needs like a Dark Patch or something to attack me in general, which I'm not sure he has with his 4-card hand here. So yeah, that'll be game, because he's gonna attack us with Fiery Wrath, and we are going to die to that, but then he is going to die to the syncope damage, which just instantly kills you here. And then we will take our prize, and then whatever he puts up we can kill with the Spidops here. So obviously it doesn't matter what my opponent puts up, weakness is definitely going to do the job here. And there's the boss, a little bit late, a little bit turn late here, but it's not the end of the world. We still got the job done. And another Clobbopus down there was our final prize card. And we're gonna go ahead and get into game 2 here. We are going to flip heads and go first. With this deck, it doesn't really matter which one you go with. You can go first or you can go second. I would probably err on the side of going first if you can, just because you want to evolve your stuff. But at the same time, if a deck is good at donking, you have to be very careful that it could do that to you. So we're going to have to mulligan here twice, and we're starting with Squawk, and our hand is not very good either, so we're definitely going to have to squawk away something here. And it looks like we are facing Iron Hands here, so I don't know if this is Chen Pao or not, or if this is just an electric deck in general here. So, I kind of don't know what to do here. I'm just gonna say F it, we ball, and Squawk and Seize. Alright. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these down. I'm gonna transform, and then we are going to pass off the turn, I guess. I kind of wanted to get off an energy this turn, so maybe I shouldn't have played one of those tarantulas, and maybe I should have just gotten rid of it and put an energy down, but I guess not. So he has a Lumineon here, so that's telling me this is probably Chen Pao, but then he just plays a Peony, so that is telling me that it's probably just an electric deck. I'm not really sure what we're facing here still. Alright, we are definitely facing an electric deck here. Alright, because he's going to grab those, and he's going to switch into Raikou here. And hopefully, I mean, he probably should have electric generated first and then switched, but let's see what he's going to do here. Let's see, what did he get here? He got another Battle Pass. So, I mean, that's fine, but like, you could have just tandem united. So I guess he definitely didn't think that one through. Not like the end of the world, but he is going to Peony, or Peony, no, Peony, Percy. I don't know how to say it. He's gonna grab 2 cards. It's definitely a good, or I would say an underrated card for for an electric deck for sure, because you get to discard your hand and then grab 2 trainer cards of your choice, which is nice because he is getting rid of that energy, or that stadium card. Alright, so let's see here. So I think I'm just going to put that on here and then research and then hope that I get a Grapploct. So that is what we are going to grab here. And then we're going to Greninja away this for not much here. So we're going to go ahead and just hit this with the Syncope, man. And hope that he can't retreat this. I mean, he only has the 2 cards in his hand here. And we know what one of them is. Not a Switch. So let's see what he is going to do. So he is going to use the Ultra Ball. He got another Ultra Ball off of it. So he's going to get a Flaffy. And then, what is that final card in his hand here? Is it anything of use that he can use? Is it a Switch? Is it another supporter card? Because currently he does have free retreat at the moment, which is not great, but oh, it is a supporter card. So he can retreat if he wants to, and so he chose a Raihan and a Bravery Charm, which is not what I thought he would choose, because if he dies to the Syncope, he won't be able to use Raihan. So that is another misplay on my opponent's part here, because he is going to not switch and end his turn and then can't use the Raihan because he didn't die to an attack, he died to an effect of an attack. Just little differences like that can sometimes make a very big difference in gameplay. So he's going to send out Iron Hands here. I am going to grab another Spidops here from our top deck. So this thing is going to have a lot of retreat at the moment, because I'm going to put this Stadium in play too, which will make this thing. So unless he has a switch card, this thing is not switching out, I'll tell you that, because it already has 4 retreat, 5 from the Stadium, 6, 7 from the Spidopses. So this thing has 7 retreat, which is crazy. So I honestly wanted to attack with my Spidops to do damage to it, but I didn't have the means to do that this turn. So we're just going to hit it with the Syncope, and then hopefully he does not have a switch card here. So my opponent is now going to see that he can finally tandem unit. So he's going to do that, bring out another Iron Hands, which doesn't really matter too much. And then he's going to Dynamotor, which also doesn't matter. And then he, unfortunately, is going to have to pass the turn again since he doesn't have anything, which is exactly what we want here, because we will activate our Syncope damage here and get the KO on the Iron Hands. And my opponent is going to put up his last Pokemon here. Let's see what we can do. We don't get a boss, so that will not be a play here. Not like we necessarily needed it. I meant, not a boss, I meant a switch. What am I talking about? Yeah, I was looking for a switch here, not a boss. Because there's the boss, and not like we needed that anyway. So we're just going to activate our Syncope damage here and hope that he can't do anything this turn. I mean, it only has the 2 cards in hand, so it's not looking too good for my opponent here. Looking like a clean sweep for us. He is just going to concede because there is nothing he can do about it there. So that is quite the tragedy for him. And so we'll get on to the third game here. This one is against my boy Thomas. Shout out to Thomas. We were playing a friendly match with this deck. He was playing the theme deck. He's still working on his on some of his decks here. So he was working on a theme deck here, which I knew which one it was, but I didn't know exactly what was in it, and neither did he, to be honest. So we were both kind of just memeing here. We were trying to figure out what was in his deck and how to play it as we were playing the game. So it is the Gardenia V-Star deck, but it's the, like, you know, the preconceived one. So it has like this Snorlax and everything in it, kind of weirdly. So we're going to attach here. We're going to conceal, see some more cards, put down old Clobbopus number 2, and then we will pass the turn off here. And let's see what my opponent can do. So he is going to activate a Chorus, which is good for him for sure. He's going to dump a Tina and a Energy in the Lost Zone pretty early. But he's going to grab a Nest Ball for a Comfey. And he's going to switch out that Snorlax here. Yeah, he definitely doesn't want that in the active spot, to be sure. And he's got 3 in his discard now. It doesn't seem like he'll be able to donk, or not donk me, but like do damage and kill one of my things this time, unless he has another Comfey and 2 more switches, which I don't see being a strong possibility here for how slow he is playing. So yeah, that is all that he's got here. I don't have much here, to be honest, either. I don't have the Switch. We're just going to grab this Grapploct here and evolve it on the bench, and then pass the turn off here, and hope we get a good top deck, pretty much. So he does have another Comfey. I guess that was his top deck. But he will have number 5 or number 4 here, so he can't attack with the Cramorant this turn if he wants to. But he does have a switch to go into this other Comfey here to Flower Select yet again. And he's got another Chorus in his hand too, so that's pretty good. So let's see what... He's going to drop another V-Star, so that's probably really, really good for me, because there's no way he's getting 2 of those back. I don't know if he has... That was the thing we were trying to figure out, if he only had 2 or 3 V-Stars in here. I think it was only 2, and I think he didn't know that, and so he he lost zoned both of them this early in the game. And so once at the end of the game comes, he was like looking for it, and he was like, oh no, I can't find him anymore. So this thing does have a the Comfey does have a bigger retreat cost because of the Spidops here, so we're gonna have to, so he's gonna escape rope, and we're gonna have to switch into Greninja here. And then he is going to spit at us innocently, of course. Can't just be spitting at someone non-innocently. And that was a good turn for us. The good old draw and pass. So he definitely doesn't have, or I definitely don't have anything going on. He probably doesn't have anything going on. He can build up his Gardenia kind of slowly, and then just take things a little slow and attack my Greninja and take a prize card here. And we will be able to bring out our Spidops here, though. Let's see, what do I want to do here? I probably just want an Earthen Vessel, honestly. So we'll go ahead and attach to Grapploct and then take the kill on this Cramorant here for an Ultra Ball. So that's not really what I want to see here from the prizes, but could be worse. Could be a Battle VIP Pass. Oh, excuse me, I was getting a drink. So what is he going to do here? So this is when he was looking for his V-Star and he couldn't find it. And so he was like, okay, I'm just going to do this and see if I can get it one way or another. And he couldn't find it off that. And so I asked him, I was like, dude, what are you doing? And he's like, don't worry, I have a game plan. And so I don't believe that he actually had a game plan here. I'll just be honest with you. I don't know if he had a game plan, but I was just going to go ahead and swing into this thing and basically two-shot it, regardless if he does have the V-Star or not. But he should be at 10 or close to 10 now. So if he did find the V-Star, he could just death touch us here. But that is probably not going to be the case here because he's going to escape rope here and go into a Comfey, I presume, to try to find some more cards here in the deck. So he does find a Chorus. I don't know if he already had that in his hand or not, but he will find that. So he's going to grab some more cards. He's lost on a lot of energy too, which is surprising. So maybe since this is a theme deck, there's a lot of energy in it versus some like trainer cards, because a lot of theme decks put a lot of energy in versus how much you realistically need, which is only usually like 8. But that is just how they do it to make sure that you have energy just in case. So is he going to be able to attack this turn? He does have the switch, so he will be able to attack, but the real question is, will he be able to survive a hit from Spidops? And that answer is definitely a no. So I'm going to draw a really amazing Clobbopus, but it's alright because we will be killing the Gardenia this turn and taking 2 prize cards here. So Devolution and Clobbopus, both amazing prize cards. Couldn't hope for anything better. That's alright, this Spidops is like putting in work for us at the moment. So he does have another Gardenia here. This is when we were just looking for his Gardenia and we could not possibly find it, and we realized that it was either prized or he just doesn't have a third one, and we kind of came to that conclusion. And he was also digging for a Super Rod too, because I don't think there's a Super Rod in this whole deck, which is crazy to me. Because you definitely want a Super Rod in this type of deck. Yeah, I mean, he was looking for it pretty deep and he could not find it. And so he's going to escape rope into Cramorant, and I'm just going to give him that to kill. And then I'm going to send out Spidops again and attack and kill this thing here. But we can finally draw some more cards here. Not anything worthwhile, but definitely not the end of the world. So we'll go ahead and kill this. So now we just have to kill this Gardenia and we win, unless he decks himself out here. And that seems like what he is going to do here, because he's going to flower select from 1 card And that will be all she wrote, more or less. We were looking for the Super Rod. So there was actually no Super Rod in the deck. We checked afterwards. I don't know why, but that's just how it was. And so he is going to just Thornton here because he has nothing left to do. And then he is going to cross switcher my baby Clobbopus up to kill it, to try to take as many prizes as he can here. And I was telling him, dude, you should have Thornton to the one on the bench. But he just had a switch card anyway, so it didn't really matter, so he could kill this thing. And then that'll be game, because I just have to pass the turn off to him, and that is what I will be doing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know you may be sick of Spidops, but I will never get sick of it. I think this thing is a really funny card. And I hope you enjoyed this last bit right here. That'll be it from me, guys. PP out.